and welcome to Bharat News on Bharat TV. My name is Shajiv Jagannathan, and here are tonight's top headlines. President Donald Trump escalates trade tensions with India, announcing reciprocal tariffs. And Trump's war of words with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau intensifies over new tariffs on Canadian imports. The FBI sees another shakeup with the forced resignation of its New York chief, and in Congress, Representative Al Green is censured after protesting Trump's address. California Governor Newsom takes an unprecedented stance on transgender athletes, and in India, a security breach during Jaishankar's UK visit draws strong condemnation. India awaits the extradition of 26 out of 11 accused, and Tahawwur Rana from the U.S Maharashtra CM Devendra Fadnavis reiterates Marathi's official status amid a language row. The Indian Air Force reveals a roadmap for modernization, while the Trump administration offers the F-35 stealth fighter. And lastly, U.S. and Ukraine are preparing for peace talks with Russia in Saudi Arabia. So let's dive right into tonight's details. President Donald Trump has again criticized India for imposing high tariffs, particularly in the auto sector. He announced reciprocal tariffs starting April 2nd, stating that the U.S. would match any tax India imposes on American goods. Trump expressed frustration, saying the trade system has always been unfair to the U.S. His remarks come weeks after Prime Minister Modi's U.S. visit, which had raised hopes for a favorable trade deal. India had proactively reduced tariffs on several items, including bourbon whiskey, before negotiations began. Trump emphasized that non-monetary barriers would be met with similar restrictions from the U.S. His tough stance signals a challenging road ahead for U.S.-India trade relations. President Trump has blamed Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau for the new 25% tariff imposed on Canadian imports. Trump accused Trudeau of using the tariff dispute as a re-election strategy despite his alleged poor leadership. Despite the terrible job he's done, Trudeau is using the tariff issue to run again, Trump posted on Truth Social. The U.S. government cited Canada's failure to curb fentanyl smuggling as the reasons for the tariff. The move, effective Tuesday, threatens to disrupt over $2.2 trillion in annual trade. Ottawa has strongly opposed the tariffs, calling them unjust and harmful to economic ties. Canada is expected to respond with retaliatory measures, escalating trade tensions further. James Danahy, the FBI's New York chief, resigned on Monday in a high-profile shakeup under the Trump administration. Danahy, a Marine Corps veteran and well-respected leader, said he was forced to submit his resignation. "I was informed late Friday that I needed to put in my retirement papers today," Danahy told staff. The reason for his sudden removal was not disclosed, fueling speculation about political motives. In his farewell email, he praised the FBI for upholding integrity and always seeking the truth. His departure marks another major change at the Bureau amid tensions with Trump. Critics argue that the administration is pushing out officials who resist political pressure. House lawmakers voted to censure Representative Al Green after he was ejected from Trump's congressional address. 10 Democrats joined Republicans in supporting the censure, while Green himself voted present. Green was removed after an outburst during Trump's speech, protesting the administration's policies. House Majority Whip Tom Emmer called the incident an example of Democratic dysfunction. He accused Green of fueling a divisive rhetoric driven by Trump derangement syndrome. Green, however, remained defiant, stating he stands for democracy and will continue pushing for impeachment. The censure highlights ongoing tensions between Trump's allies and his critics in Congress. California Governor Gavin Newsom surprised many by agreeing with conservative activist Charlie Kirk on transgender athletes. On his new podcast, Newsom acknowledged that allowing biological men in women's sports is deeply unfair. Kirk pointed out a male athlete about to win a women's long jump championship, calling it unacceptable. "I completely agree with you," Newsom responded, stressing that fairness should be prioritized. The exchange marks a rare moment of agreement between a Democrat and staunch Trump ally. Newsom's stance diverges from his party's general position on gender inclusivity in sports, and his remarks could impact his standing among progressive voters ahead of future elections. The UK government strongly condemned a security breach during External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar's visit. Pro-Khalistani activists attempted to disrupt the minister's event, raising security concerns. British officials reassured India that such incidents would not be tolerated in the future. The Indian government has called for stricter action against radical elements operating in the UK. The attack comes amid heightened tensions between India and pro-Khalistan groups abroad. New Delhi has reiterated its demands for the UK to crack down on extremist activities, and the incident has sparked diplomatic discussions on the safety of Indian officials overseas. The extradition of 2611 terror attack accused Tahawwur Rana from the U.S. has hit delays. Weeks after Trump approved his extradition, Rana has approached the U.S. Supreme Court for an emergency stay. The U.S. government has not provided a timeframe for his surrender. Complicating the process, Indian Foreign Secretary Vikram Misri said discussions on logistical arrangements are still ongoing. And in January, the U.S. Supreme Court rejected Rana's review petition, strengthening India's case. While Rana is wanted for facilitating the 2008 Mumbai attacks that killed 166 people, his extradition remains a crucial issue in India-U.S. counterterrorism cooperation. Maharashtra CM Devendra Fadnavis has reaffirmed Marathi as the state's official language amid a growing language row. He stated that everyone residing in Maharashtra should learn Marathi as a cultural and identity marker. His comments followed RSS leader Bhayaji Joshi's controversial statement that learning Marathi is not necessary. The BJP-led government has made Marathi compulsory in ICSE and CBSE schools to promote the language. Political parties like Shiv Sena and MNS have strongly pushed for Marathi's use in daily life. The debate has sparked tensions over linguistic identity and governance. Fadnavis emphasized that respect for Marathi is essential for integration into the state's culture. The Indian Air Force has unveiled an ambitious plan to strengthen its combat capabilities. The roadmap calls for increased private sector participation alongside DRDO and public sector defense units. Defense Secretary Rajesh Kumar Singh submitted a modernization report to Defense Minister Rajnath Singh on March 3rd. The plan addresses fighter jet shortages, weapon systems gaps, and critical infrastructure needs. The Trump administration also offered India the F-35 stealth fighter jet as part of its defense ties. The government aims to emphasize, enhance, and self-reliance in aerospace while selectively engaging foreign suppliers. Time-bound implementation of the plan will be crucial for India's defense preparedness. The U.S. and Ukraine are preparing for a crucial meeting in Saudi Arabia to discuss a ceasefire with Russia. Trump Special Envoy Steve Witkoff confirmed ongoing talks to finalize a framework for peace. The meeting may take place in Riyadh or Jeddah, depending on logistical considerations. This marks a significant shift in U.S.-Ukraine relations following tensions between Trump and Zelensky. Ukraine's top aide, Yadri Yermak, has been coordinating talks with the U.S. National Security Team. Trump's earlier decision to halt military aid to Ukraine had strained diplomatic ties. The upcoming discussions could shape future peace efforts between Kiev and Moscow. That concludes tonight's news on Bharat TV. For more updates on these stories and others, visit our website or follow us on social media. My name is Shajiv Jagannathan, and I will see you next time.